You're looking at the United States, except it's not actually one of the 50 states. Welcome to Puerto Rico, the United States' biggest territory and one of the many beautiful islands in the Caribbean. I had the pleasure of exploring this island for 7 days. As I worked my way around the island, starting in the capital of San Juan, traveling to the small island of Vieques, Fajardo, and then Isabela on the west coast, there is so much to be in awe of. I made it my mission to uncover as much as possible about Puerto Rico's long history, culture, food, beautiful scenery, and nature. By the end of this video, I hope you too will understand why Puerto Ricans are so proud of their island and culture, and perhaps I will inspire you to plan a trip to Puerto Rico. The people of Puerto Rico are U.S. citizens, but that wasn't always the case. Before 1493, the island was inhabited by the Taino people. Although much isn't documented from the Taino, their impact on the island can still be seen today. For example, near the start of the city of Isabela, the Cacique Mabadamaka greets visitors. This carving is near Guajataca Beach in remembrance of Cacique Mabadamaka's life and the impact that he had on his people. In 1493, Christopher Columbus discovered Puerto Rico, and it became a Spanish colony. Spain ruled Puerto Rico for over 400 years, significantly shaping it. Catholicism was introduced by the Spanish colonizers, and around 80% of Puerto Ricans are still Catholic today. No matter what city you're visiting, you'll probably find old Spanish-style Catholic churches. When asked, many locals compared Old San Juan to a city like Madrid and explained that it is definitely worth visiting, and I 100% agree. Along with the beautiful buildings, you'll also be greeted by many cats who have claimed the island for themselves. In Old San Juan, you can visit the forts built by the Spanish. While these forts represent much of Puerto Rico's history, I think the way that people gather at the forts today makes them even more worth visiting. At Castillo San Felipe del Morro, people gather today to fly their kites, picnic, and enjoy the plain of grass surrounded by the sea. It's a beautiful spot to relax, run around, or experience some of the history of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico holds more than historical landmarks. It is also home to some of the most beautiful and unique scenery. Besides the mainland, Puerto Rico has many small islands, the most popular being Culebra and Vieques. Vieques is home to the world's brightest bioluminescent bay in the world. To experience this, you must book a tour of Mosquito Bay, which is well worth it. Because of it being pitch black outside, it can be difficult to photograph the light, but I promise you it is extremely bright and surreal in person. Vieques is also home to Playa Negra, which is a rare black sand beach. The entire island is surrounded by some of the most beautiful private beaches I've ever seen, so make sure to check those out as well. This is La Chiva, also known as Blue Beach, and it is just one of Vieques' many stunning beaches. If beaches aren't your thing, there's still so much of Puerto Rico that is worth seeing. Puerto Rico is also home to the only tropical rainforest in the U.S. National Forest System. The drive alone is scenic, but to get the full experience, arrive early. Entrance is first come first served to access the hiking trails, and there's no way of knowing when the park will be full. After all of the exploring you'll be doing, you're going to want to try some good food, and luckily Puerto Rico's full of it. The first thing to try on your list should be empanadas. There are so many kinds to choose from, but chorizo was my personal favorite. And they wouldn't be Puerto Rican empanadas if they were not served with a side of mayo ketchup. Next up to try is mofongo. If you ask anyone who's been to Puerto Rico what to try, they'll most likely tell you this. Mofongo is typically lightly fried, mashed up plantains, and it's delicious. For your sweet tooth or for breakfast, go to a bakery and order quesitos. Quesitos are Puerto Rican sweet cream cheese pastries and are the food I miss most from Puerto Rico, especially because it's hard to find them anywhere else. Puerto Rico has tons of other specialty dishes, Spanish dishes, and overall great cuisine anywhere you go, so try these 3 things, but also be open to recommendations given to you by locals, since they're the ones who almost always give the best advice. One question I got asked by a lot of people in the States is Puerto Rico safe? The short answer, yes. For some people, Puerto Rico has a bad stigma for people living in the States, and after visiting, I have even less of an idea why. In all of the cities I visited, the locals were extremely helpful, informative, and kind. The people's willingness to help tourists was one of my favorite parts of Puerto Rico and something that cannot be said about every country. San Juan, like most big cities, is a place to be careful in, and many locals warned us of the safety risks, which is why I almost felt safer than in the States. People look out for one another. Nightlife is huge all over the island, and especially in San Juan, and I think this can commonly be confused with safety. If you don't enjoy dancing, live music, and having fun, don't leave your hotel at night. But if you want to truly experience Puerto Rico, be safe, listen to locals, and enjoy the nightlife. La Placita is one of the most popular places that people gather, so I would recommend you check it out. The future of Puerto Rico's status seems to be a major debate amongst its people. The first person who greeted us on the island joked that the only reason Puerto Rico isn't a US state is because 50 is an easy number to remember and nobody wants to add another star to the United States flag. Despite the jokes, whether Puerto Rico should be added to the list of US states is a huge current issue that they have been facing. A local told us that unlike the United States having two major parties, Puerto Rico has many, and every party feels very differently about the matter. Some people want complete independence and to be recognized as a country, some people want to be added as a state, some people want to stay the same, and so on, and it's a subject that nobody has yet to agree on. Although the future for Puerto Rico may seem uncertain, the island's culture has endured for far longer than that of the contiguous states. From the tribes first native to the island to the present day, Puerto Rican culture has matured into the creative and lively culture that we see today. And I think Puerto Ricans' strong opinions about the states of the island prove that its culture will continue standing strong for generations to come.
Es la que dicta cada nota en mi canción.